documented most of what happened to me on my Facebook with all my friends, and I didn't hear about any of the symptoms or anything from anybody else. About 7:30 or so.
Where's your house, Michael?
We're a couple blocks from the bottom of Leilani, within the 1 mile zone. In a valley, I'd say. Ho'okupu Street. And about 7:30 or thereabouts, we heard the jet engine go off. At first confused, thinking it was the hurricane maybe making some crazy noise, but then saw it was only directional in one place, the power plant. Went outside, looked, saw, heard, and then we smelled. We both got scratchy throats. A headache developed very quickly. Somewhere around 7:38, I called 911 to report the noise at the plant. They said abruptly, "Yes, we know about the Puna Geothermal plant." Bye. Click. Nothing more I could say to them. They hung up on me. And I mean, I was trying to be understanding because it's the middle of, the storm or whatever. So I let it be. I guess they're, they'll let us know something, right? So at that time, we still had some connection. We're watching Facebook and such, and other people telling that there's a gas leak already on Facebook, not from the mayor. And then I called 911 again. Well, I called Puna Geothermal numbers, the ones that I had, what I thought was the emergency line, and it just went to phone mail. So I hung up and then called another number. Nothing. That was between 7:30 and 8. Somewhere around after 8, I called 911 again to ask directly, because of the smell and the feelings we were having, if we should evacuate directly. And they asked somebody else, and they said, no, at this time we're not saying to evacuate. Soon after that, I saw a Facebook message that somebody had linked from somebody else, from the mayor, saying that if you're feeling effects, that you should evacuate. So we started getting our people together in the house, 4 of us at the time, the dog and the cat, piled into the car, and tried to drive out of Leilani, where we found all the roads were blocked, including blocking the fire department in Leilani, at least 2 trucks. And they said, you can try and go this way or that way. So I tried to go this way, and the storm was starting to bear down. No luck. We drive by the fire department again, and I had explained to them that we're trying to evacuate due to the smell, and they said to evacuate if we're feeling effects, we're feeling effects. They said, right now you're not going to be able to get out. Best thing to do is go back to your house, close the doors, stay inside, and windows. Right now, he also said something after being on the radio or something, that it's testing 1 part per million, and it's dangerous at 2 part per million. I don't know where he got that, but it seemed like it was one of the fire department that was in Leilani at around 8.
1 part per million is 1,000 parts per billion. Well, and the violation is 25 parts per billion.
I'm repeating what he said.
No, I just telling you, I believe it, and I think it was at least 1 part per billion. And the actual evacuation level is 1 part per million. That triggers an evacuation. That's what. Well,
that's what he said to me on the street at the corner of Leilani and where the tree was down. That it was 1 part per million, and it's not dangerous until it's 2 parts per billion. Billion, he said, million.
And he had a sampler. I just want to say, because 10 feet that way, it could have been 15.
Well, I don't know if he got it from because it seemed like he might have got it from a radio.
Still,
but I didn't know
wherever they took that sample from, 10 feet here or 10 feet there, it could easily have been 10 times higher.
Now, at the time, I'm panicking, a little panicky. I'm also feeling groggy and clouded in the head. So I head back home, and I'm telling everybody, look, you just got to stay inside. There's nothing we can do. So we all go back inside. We make up a bed in the closet, walk-in closet. I'm not even finished. I'm like not even finished making the bed, and I'm out.
Passed out?
Out.
That's the second person that passed out.
I did too.
I was out for 12 hours, almost 12 hours.
Oh my goodness. Boy,
She tried to
tell
wake
you.
me up with the light and shaking me. The middle of the storm is going on. I like to watch storms. I'm a light sleeper when it's stormy out. I usually sleep 6 hours a night.
Believe us now?
I'm pissed. I'm scared and I'm pissed. I went to, woke up the next day, It took me about half an hour, 45 minutes to get ungroggy. I was still groggy most of the day. Basically, that day we couldn't get out.
So we gotta get a doctor. We need a
So how many
doctor.
hours you were out straight?
I'm gonna go make
Straight
some.
out.
11 hours.
12.
We go over 11 hours.
Are you a doctor?
I went to the doctor. I went to the urgent care on Saturday. Let me finish the timeline of the story. So that day, you know, trying to get clear-headed, scratchy throat, headache through the day, going on and off. Late into the night, Leilani is when Leilani opened up so that you could actually go out of Leilani and have access to internet and phone and such. So we actually got out that, you know, somewhere in that day to post some other things online and such. The next day, I think it was, right, where I got the tingly feeling. I think it was the next day where I felt tingling in my arms, here and here. Not quite numbness, but just like enough that it never felt it before. So I decided to go to the urgent care. I went to the urgent care, and he said there's nothing that they can do, nothing to test for, nothing that he can do there, that you need to go to the emergency room. So I went to the emergency room where they ran all the tests and basically gave me oxygen first and then ran all the tests. And then basically said, you know, the oxygen count is good, there's no treatment for this type of poisoning.
What poisoning did they say you had?
They didn't say, they can't say that you had anything because there's no way to test it. There's no way to test it, so they can't, basically they said there's no treatment for this type of thing and they can't test for it either. So I left saying, telling me to go get eye drops. That's one of the other things, is there's crud, feeling like there's crud in my eye still today. This eye mostly like there's a conjunctivitis in there. And then the next day I went to my doctor's because I was sitting over at the Black Rock there and having a breakfast and just starting to, I went into a sweat. Now, all the times that I went to the doctor, each time, the 3 times, I had a low-grade fever, and usually my temperature is lower than normal, most people. So I had a low-grade fever for normal people. Went to the doctor this time, and they said there's basically nothing they could do. They don't have any. They were going to test me for the flu to just make sure of that, but they didn't have any flu devices on hand. The first doctor I went to on a note did test for strep just to make sure to rule that out. No strep. So that's my story. I still have the conjunctivitis in my eye and had a heat sweat today and felt the fever again. To kind of back up, when she was trying to wake me up, I guess she checked on me a couple of times a night, and one of the times she thought I looked dead because my eyes were puffy and red, and just sleeping and not so hard, I guess. And then some of the days I've had a very splotchy face,
I just talked to
I
Civil
guess I have it right
Defense.
now, I don't know.
I just talked to Civil Defense, they're gonna set up some kind of emergency medical center out here tomorrow, so everybody can go to the doctor there, and we can kind of get all that information in one place, if anybody that wants to. So as soon as I get that information, I'll send it out.
$7 one.
It's like
Yeah, a lot of those, yeah. I haven't had a lot of luck with those. Military ones work better than those, but yeah.
Yeah, you military.
Yeah, because that actually.
This guy,
Yeah, same kind of thing. I was
this woman,
You see a doctor since that day?
I went saw a doctor today.
and we have a doctor here as well.
He said, I called the doctor, but you can't see the computer.